I just helped this player, and this player completely transform their defense in CFB 26 by simply implementing one of the top 3 defensive playbooks of their game. Calling good plays and being in a good playbook is the foundation to any scheme, and luckily for you, in this video I'm breaking down those playbooks that you need to be using, so you're absolutely not going to miss out on any of them. Let's jump right into it. The first playbook I want to break down is the best blitzing playbook here in CFB 26 from the 4-3 multiple playbook. Let me show you why. Alright, so first we're going to come into nickel 3-3 stack here. We're going to be calling linebacker blitz 0. Alright, what we're going to do to set this up is we are going to shift our linebackers to the right. Alright, and so all of them, they're going to shift just like this, and then we're going to pass commit our defense. We also want to make sure we contain our defense as well, so that that linebacker over here on the right side is actually in the contain. But bottom line here with this is one of the best A-gap blitzes in the entire game, because as you're going to see, well, you're not going to see this, but the offense, there's going to be a flame icon over the top of the linebacker that you're blitzing. So he's just going to come in free, meaning that all you really have to do, try to get the attention of that man, and then we're just screaming directly through the A-gap, simply because we have one of the best 5-man blitzes in the game, right? So again, we're going to shift the linebacker to the right by pressing D-pad right, then left stick to the right. We're going to pass commit our defense, and we're going to QB contain. So it's going to look something like this. Drop your user into a zone so that you can still switch stick, with this. But here we go again. Just get the attention, and then user over the middle of the field. They're gonna have absolutely no chance to be able to pick this up, simply because, especially when they're in empty protection or they're sending 5 out. Look at this guard right here, 71. It has no idea what's going on, doesn't even, really do anything on that play, and then we just have an easy sack. Also, though, if we block our running back here, what you're gonna notice is we are going to still pass commit, we're going to still QB contain, and we're still going to drop our user a zone assignment. But now what you're going to notice is the running back, is he going to step up to block? Probably so. But he's just going to get overpowered at the point of attack, just like that, and so we still have an easy sack. The thing for you that's most important is just making sure that you're actually using over the middle of the field really well, taking away these throwing windows, just like this, getting that quick pressure on the quarterback, quick shed, very, very easy. So really this blitz just really going to annihilate, a lot of every pass protection type, simply because you're just overloading pretty much one side and coming directly through the A-gap. But let me show you a really great way to stop the run, because honestly this isn't the best run defense. Because if we come into nickel double mug calling mid blitz 0, right, what we're going to notice is, well, this is going to be automatic run defense, because what you're going to see is just default, like this play without making any adjustments on defense, you're just going to notice how there's going to be a gap right there to run through and pick up yards, simply because the offensive line does a great job of blocking those 5 guys. They let the defensive end come in free, obviously, because they have a -1 disadvantage here, and so they have to let him come in free. But what if we could get this guy to come in free? Now we move the flame icon to over the top of the head of a linebacker in the lane that they're running directly in, and so we just click on and dive tackle the ball carrier before he can go anywhere. So that's where the automatic kind of run defense kind of comes from here. But if we set it up the same way and I break down why, it's really just moving over. It's moving this user defender from right here to start the play to right over the center, in between the 7 and the 2, whatever 2 numbers he has on, getting right there and then dive tackling the ball carrier before he has a chance to speed boost away. Look, really the bottom line is we're in a speed boost era here in college football 26, and if you just allow people to get to the second level of your defense, you're gonna have a huge challenge on your hands. So really, by setting the defense up like this, retargeting the offensive line, you're really going to do a great job of walking in the backfield free every single time, just because you're getting the attention of the center. He has to let this man come in free, and then you're clicking on by pressing X on Xbox, square on PlayStation to dive tackle the ball carrier before he can go anywhere. Alright, so if you enjoyed that breakdown of the 4-3 multiple defensive playbook here in CFB 26, make sure you go down below, hit that subscribe button. I break down defensive tips and tricks just like this every single day. You don't want to miss out on any of the content that I have. But if you want my full 4-3 multiple defensive ebook with the best screenshots, video breakdowns, write-ups, everything you're going to need to dominate on defense, go to the link down below in the pinned comment. You can grab it today by using code YouTube to get 20% off. I guarantee it'll transform the way you play defense, because it's brand new and up to date for the current meta. Let's jump right back into it. Because that next defensive play I want to show you is one that no one's using right now, and it's super off meta. Let me break it down. Alright, so we're going to come here into dime 2-3 odd. We're in the 3-3-5 Tite playbook, right? We're going to come into free safety zone blitz. And really what makes this so dangerous and so unique is you're running two guys pretty much through the same gap, which is going to make it very tough for the offensive line to pick up. So really all you need to do here is I would stand over the guard that you're attacking. So obviously right here you're attacking this left guard 71. So we're just going to stand right over him with our user. We're going to press RB, then right stick up to pass commit our defense. And what you're going to notice is when you just loop inside, what does that do? It just makes it very, very easy for your safety on his delayed rush to come in free. I mean, just think about it. All the blocks pretty much have been set up by the time he runs down there. You just get 71 to turn inside, boom. Then he goes to pick up this man, perfectly fine. Boom, and then we just have a guy coming in free because, again, by the time he gets closer to the offensive line or to the line of scrimmage, everyone's already in their blocks, right? They're all engaged with somebody. They're all, doing another job. So it just allows for him to come in free. So, again, pass, commit your defense. You're going to stand right about here. Now, if you want to put hard flats in the field as well, you can certainly do that. But, boom, take the snap, turn him inside, and then you're just going to see how, that time he just absolutely whiffed and two guys come in completely clean. So, really, the most important thing for you with this defense is just getting back into coverage as quickly as possible, right? You don't want to spend too much time at that offensive line, at the line of scrimmage. You want to be able to get back into coverage, take away whatever routes they have, breaking over the middle of the field, and doing a good job of that. So again, pass commit your defense. Again, if you want to put hard flats in the field, you can do that. But what if they block their running back, BLT? That's a pretty good question here, and a lot of people think that blocking the running back is going to solve all of your problems. It's not, because these running backs, they're going to probably get destroyed at this point of attack. You notice how he has to step up right there, and honestly we should have still came in free, but you do notice how he just gets pushed still into the ball carrier, right? So we're going to go through it again. Pass commit the defense, or excuse me, he gets pushed into the quarterback. But pass commit the defense, we're going to have them block their running back again, and you're going to notice the same thing is going to happen. Boom, turn this guy inside, running back steps up to block. Well, really he doesn't. He actually doesn't even block anyone right there. He kind of just, and that's going to happen a good amount, where he's just stepping up right into no man's land. And so you see same thing, turn 71 inside, boom, and then Jam Miller goes to step up to block this guy, but then he just wants no parts of him. And so then we were just able to come in free, push our way into the quarterback for an easy sack. So another 5-man blitz, a safety blitz, a delayed blitz, and one that you should certainly be using. But also, there's more automatic run defense here in this formation, because what we understand is that it's going to be pretty challenging for you to stop the run from a spread defensive line look like this, right? Although your safety can come down and make a play, it's just a spread D line, 3 linemen spread D line. It can be tough to stop the run, but let me show you a way to shut it down. Because I would recommend you come into cover 4 quarters right here, and all you're going to do, take this linebacker and stand directly inside the butt of your defensive tackle. So like right here, and what you're going to notice is one of you two are going to come in completely clean. Like right there, he kind of just missed the play right there, but he did come in completely clean. So again, set up the same way. You could take really either of these 2 linebackers if you wanted to have it be this guy. You could do that too, but now you're going to notice there's going to be a flame icon over the head of your, one of your 2 guys, and so that time you see how my user comes in completely clean. Similar to what I showed you from Double Mug, this honestly is probably even more overpowered, simply because you're not really supposed to be able to stop the run from this defense. You're able to see you stand, like I said, directly inside the butt of the defensive tackle right here, and so then you're able to see how this time we both really come in free, and he ends up making the tackle. So, being able to stop the run and the pass from the same defensive formation is, going to be pretty dangerous for you. So again, this works really well against inside runs, but you see, you just take this man who's blitzing, stand directly inside the butt of the D tackle. There's a flame icon now over his head, and so that just means one of us are going to come in free. I would also recommend you dive tackle, because that's what happens. I'm holding 2 controllers here, but if you can dive tackle, you should, because there will be sometimes where your user is just slow and he doesn't make the play. So right here, I'm just going to try to dive tackle Jam Miller, and so he has no choice but to either run into me or run into the other player. So we're going to go through it one last time here, just so that you can see, same thing every time. Boom, dive tackle Jam Miller in the backfield. Very, very easy. So dime 2-3 odd, a great safety safety, blitz to confuse people, and automatic run defense, all from dime 2-3 odd. Alright, before I jump to that final defensive playbook that you're absolutely not going to miss out on here in CFB 26, make sure you go down below, hit that subscribe button. Again, I'm the only one right now breaking down college football 26 tips and tricks every single day for you guys, and you don't want to miss out on any of the content I have. But let's jump to that final defensive playbook, which is going to be what I believe to be the best defensive playbook here in this game, the 3-2-6 defense. It's super versatile and overall just really effective. Let me show you why. Alright, so first we're going to come here into 3-4 odd, and this is really what makes this defense super versatile because you're able to run a 3-4 look and still get really good pressure. So depending on the personnel that you have, you can certainly mix and match with a defense like this, but you're going to shift your defensive line to the right here, and then you're going to blitz this inside linebacker so it looks something like this. Now, this is again another 5-man blitz, and really with this one, you don't even have to do anything with your user because it's a 5-man overload blitz. You're blitzing 4 people off of the right side, and then you're blitzing only 1 off the left. So the offensive line, it's just gonna be impossible for them to block, and so you're able to see how a guy comes in completely free, and that's gonna happen time and time again because you're just simply overloading them. So right here, they're in empty protection, obviously because they're sending 5 out. But if they still send 5 out, but they switch to base protection, you see how there's now 2 flame icons over the head of our 2 linebackers here, which really means, one of them or both of them might come in free here. So let's see, boom, take the snap, and one of them comes in free off the edge. So it's just super quick. It's 5-on-5, but they can't send 5 out. They're gonna have to do some extra protection to actually be able to counter this blitz because, obviously you see if they just send 5 out, empty protection, base protection, like they're gonna have to do something, blocking the running back half, doing something, right? And so if we have them block their running back now, it's gonna be a lot of the same thing that I told you earlier, where it's like running back's gonna have a tough time, sliding over and blocking, and just what you're noticing right there where the running back steps up to block the edge rusher that comes in free. But especially when you have good edge rushers, or any edge rusher really should be able to just run right through a running back like he does right here. Also, we get shed. We get this guy to shed a double team right here, and so then we're able to come in free. Also remember though that when you're sending 5 people against 5 or 6 blockers, right, everyone's pretty much going to be in a one-on-one, and so it's just going to be a quick shed probably for somebody. Somebody will hopefully be able to win their rep. So that's why blitzing is effective even when they still decide to block their running back. So we go through it again right here. Have them block their running back again. Just trying to go through multiple different pass protection combinations to kind of show you guys the capabilities. And again, just pass commit your defense. You don't really need to engage with the offensive line or anything like that, but just take the snap, and what you're going to notice is that guy comes in clean to get that quick pressure. So really this defense, super versatile, super unique. When have you seen 3-4 odd used? But really when you set the defense up correctly by overloading one side, you make it possible for them to send 5 out. But even when they block their running back, it's still going to be challenging. But let me show you another defense here from this playbook that's super effective. Because if we come in a nickel 2-4 single mug and we call the Texas 4-man custom stunt from any defensive play, this is going to annihilate base protection, which as we know is the most common pass protection type in this game. Everyone wants to run base protection. So we're going to just have them use base protection. Here they can send 5 out. We'll have them block the running back here in a second. But all you need to do, pass commit and stand directly over the center. Okay, boom, take the snap, pass commit, stand over the center. And what you're going to notice is we're going to come in free time and time again. So what you're going to do is take the snap, and you're just able to see how we just consistently are able to squirt through that gap. Really, with this, the stunt that you're using really makes it really tough for them to be able to block, simply because you're looping around. These tackles are basically going to be caught in no man's land, and it's going to be up to the center to actually block them. That's why it's really important for you to actually get the attention of this center, standing directly over him and just occupying him for a second. You see how he's kind of sliding. I influence him over to the right side, and that allows for this left pass rusher just come in free, complete clean and very, very easy from, again, only a 4-man rush. But here's the thing, even when they block their running back like like this, what you're going to notice is we're going to pass commit our defense. And when we pass commit our defense, and they block their running back, it's going to be a lot of the same thing, where the running back's just going to have a tough time sliding over. You just see he gets shedded very, very quickly. And the only thing that you have to worry about is actually stepping up to block, actually getting over the middle of the field to block, because you see how Jam Miller just gets pushed right here into the quarterback, and so then you're just able to get that quick routine pressure. So really, single mug, one of the best defenses to actually go about attacking base protection, because even if they block their running back, they send 5 out, base protection is just going to be terrible against this because we're looping around the edge. Alright, so if you enjoyed that breakdown of the top 3 defensive playbooks here in CFB 26, make sure you go down below, hit that subscribe button. I break down college football 26 tips and tricks to help you guys out on defense every single day. You don't want to miss out on any of the content that I have. But if you want my 4-3 multiple or 3-2-6 defensive ebooks, go to the link down below in the pinned comment today. Use code YouTube to get 20% off. Both those ebooks go through the full video breakdowns, full write-ups, full screenshots, everything you're going to need to dominate on defense from either one of those playbooks. And if you want to see me run that 3-2-6 playbook in a live action gameplay, check out this video right here. I'll see you over there. Peace.